This video will show you how to create a clickable checklist in Google Docs. Checklists are simple and yet a very powerful productivity tool. You can make checklists for your students as a to-do checklist or a list of items they need to check off when writing an essay or editing a paper, or even a behavior checklist. The advantage of doing it in a Google Doc is then you can easily share it in your Google Classroom. So to create a checklist, if you have a document with different items that are already typed, you can select it and go up to the checklist menu. It has a drop down. When you click the drop down, you have two options. One is to create a checklist with the checkboxes and a strike through feature. So the sentence or the line that you are checking off will have a strike through in it, or just a checkbox. So if I select this one, I get checkboxes next to each of my sentences. Now, if I check off the first one, I get the strike through line in it. If I choose the second option, I still have the checkboxes. And then when I click on one of them, it does not have a strike through line in it. Your checklist can also have multi levels to it. So, if, for example, this sentence, all proper nouns start with capital letters, needed to be a sub level of this line, which says each sentence begins with a capital letter, you go to the one that needs to be at a sub level, click at the beginning, and you can hit the tab key, or you can hit the indent key, and now this line gets indented in. Now, if you're going to type another sentence that is also at the sub level of this one, and you hit enter, you get another checkbox. If this one did not need to be indented and needed to be at the main level, you can click on the decrease indent feature, and this comes back to the main level. You can also convert a bulleted list into a checklist. So if you have a bulleted list like this, click on the bullets and then right mouse click, and you can convert it to a checklist right by clicking here. You can also do the same thing by going to the checklist menu. For this one, if you needed to increase the indent, click and increase the indent. If it shows up with the bullet point indentation, because that's how this list was originally made, you can still click on it and convert it to a checklist. These tips are for a document where you already have things typed. You can also start a checklist with a blank document. To do this, open your document, go to the checklist menu, decide if you want the one that has the strike through or just the plain checkbox. Once you click it, you will start getting checkboxes. You can type in something for each line, and as you hit enter, you get a new checkbox in the next line. You may also notice that as you mouse over some of these checkboxes, you get a little icon that says you can assign this as a task to somebody. So if this is being used as a collaborative checklist amongst people, you can click on this assign as a task feature, type in the name of the person you are assigning it to, put in a date, and you can assign it as a task. Once you have entered both these pieces of information, you'll notice that the button turns blue, and then when you click on it, you will get the option of assigning this task to the person as an editor, a commenter, or a viewer. This can also be shared with anyone in Chelmsford Public Schools with the permission to edit. When you click share, the person is going to receive an email that tells them that they have been added to a task on this document. They can open the document, go to the tools section, go down to tasks, and they will see the task that has been assigned to them. So this is how you use the assign to task feature for each of these checkboxes. I hope this video helps you add checklists in Google Docs as one of your productivity tools for your students.